over the past few weeks with the release of Breakwell, My Dear One, I touched a little bit on the theme of Abdu'l-Bahá's relationship as a Persian man to the Western world, and how his tablet for Thomas Breakwell is really just one expression of this great love that he had for the people in the West. And when Abdu'l-Bahá himself came to the West in the early 20th century, shortly after his release from prison, he really just poured out so much praise for the great scientific and technological advancements that we've made in the West. But he also really encouraged people to put that same commitment and devotion that we've put into our material advancement into our spiritual, moral, ethical advancement. And of all of the cities that Abdu'l-Bahá visited on his travels through the West, he singled out one in particular that was to be a place of special significance for the spiritual future of the West, and that was New York. So when Abdu'l-Bahá went to America, New York really acted almost like a home base for him. He initially arrived by ship in the port of New York. He came and went several times during the course of his tour across the continent. And of course, when that tour was complete, he said goodbye and departed from New York after almost a year of ceaseless traveling throughout the US and Canada. But there was a special event that took place during one of Abdu'l-Bahá's visits to New York, which really made it stand out as a very significant place in the history of the Baha'i faith. And that was that on June 19th, 1912, Abdu'l-Bahá announced for the first time to the Baha'is of the West what is known as his station, essentially his position in the grand scheme of the universe. He announced not merely who he was, but what he was. And this station of Abdu'l-Bahá was that he was the center of the covenant of Baha'u'llah. And this covenant of Baha'u'llah was like a promise, a kind of a pact that Baha'u'llah had made with his followers and had written into his will, that after his own passing, all of the Baha'is would turn to his son, to Abdu'l-Bahá, and Abdu'l-Bahá would be the channel through which they would be guided and they would be enlightened about his teachings, and through him the unity of the Baha'i community would be safeguarded from any kind of sectarian division. Abdu'l-Bahá would really be the point that would ensure the progress and continued unity of the Baha'i world. And so because of this declaration of Abdu'l-Bahá in New York City, New York became known as the City of the Covenant. And so to highlight the significance of this declaration that Abdu'l-Bahá made in New York in 1912, the next song from Home of Light, which is going to be released on Saturday, October 2nd, is a song based on a special prayer that Abdu'l-Bahá wrote for New York City. And personally, this prayer is very meaningful to me because I spent a couple of years living in New York. I'm sure it means a great deal to native New Yorkers. But beyond that, I think that this prayer for New York, much like the tablet for Thomas Breakwell, it is another expression not only of Abdu'l-Bahá's love for the people of the West, but also of the great capacity and the potential that he saw in all of us to become as spiritually advanced and enlightened as we have become scientifically and technologically advanced. So in preparation for the release on Saturday, over the coming days, I'm going to focus the vignettes on some stories and anecdotes specifically relating to Abdu'l-Bahá's time in New York. So I hope you enjoy them. Look out for the song on Saturday, and thank you for watching. Hi there, I'm doing these short videos throughout 2021 in honor of the centenary of the passing of Abdu'l-Bahá, whose writings are the basis of my new album Home of Light, which is coming out one song at a time throughout the year. All these short stories come from this book Vignettes from the Life of Abdu'l-Bahá, by Annamarie Honnold, and I hope these little anecdotes give us some glimpses into Abdu'l-Bahá's life during this special year. Also, if you'd like a copy of the album, since Home of Light has been made through the support of so many friends around the world, I've decided to give it away as a gift on behalf of everybody who helped to make it. So if you'd like to receive the album, you can sign up at my website, lukeslott.com. It's linked in the description below. And in November, prior to the centenary itself, you'll receive the album as a gift in celebration of Abdu'l-Bahá's life. So I appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe buttons, and if you'd like to hear the story behind the album, you can check out my podcast, A Story of Light, also linked in the description below.